The clockmaster had a dream to make machines that never tire, that could move and lift and clear and never got mired. He worked hard and made machines of steam, but the people didn't understand. They feared his strange dream. So he moved away to the city and made his machines there. The people still talked of him, though they were unaware that the clockmaster had made great things that changed the land. And his machines still hum today, an ever-present hand. He caught me playing by the wheel and sat me down on a metal stump. He said, "I know you, Lula," in a gentle voice that was neither harsh nor gruff. He said, "You have the weaver's child. Your inquisitive mind is wild. We are not so very different, you and I." His words were warm, kind, and mild. The people may say he's insane. They fear his contraptions, though they can't explain. He furrows his brow, his gaze to the town, where people go bout their day up and down. In a hushed voice he says, with a smirk, what they really dread is the truth to uncover. The truth of who they really are. That knowledge deep down they would never dare. The machine nearby stops, curiosity in its eyes, as it looks upon them, as if to realize. Lula, you must know that life's not a show, that some may think is full of magic and woe. The truth is much simpler, with no room for quibble, for it's just the time and the right kind of fiddle that can bring about life. That's not some great riddle, it's natural and inevitable, not a trick of the middle. So don't be afraid of the machines and their noise. For life is not just a thing meant for boys, it's a force of nature, and nothing to fear, for with this knowledge we can move forward and persevere. What they really fear in the face of their reflection is the thought that they too are a machine's conception. Though they think they are free, they are no more than a rat, unable to break out of their life's maze-like trap. He sighed, and then said as he walked away, "Lula, now go, machines need work today." He looked back and said with a voice so wise, "Stay curious, Lula, and open your eyes. Explore and find the genie and never give in. Question it all, the power is within." question it all. I hear the voice in my head. My dreams of gods, the shaman said. Will their choices be the right ones made? Will the machines ever dream and take the time to learn, to choose, to be the kind of beings we all can see? It all sounds so absurd, I know, but still I must this thought bestow, that we must question, never cease, in the search for life's peace. Perhaps the clockmaster was mad, 'tis true. The stories of the shaman seemed so true. Should one dare to question what's been taught? Could it be that one'd go madly fraught? If I doubt the tales of the wise shamans, they may think me mad and wicked too. But there's one thing I know in my heart, that I'm not the one who's off the mark. So perhaps it's best if I just let be. The shamans are wise and can't be wrong. Let's trust their stories and leave it at that, and not question them, lest we become mad. I dreamt of a carnival so bright, it came to our village one night. The storm clouds loomed and winds did blow, tents and streamers to and fro. The hawker in his top hat cried, "Come one, come all and decide, adventures or horrors you shall find, a game for $70, yours to bind." The people, with eyes so wide and blank, filled in slowly with no rank, they came to the tent of mystery, to test their wits and guile, you see. Rushing through the forest, a stag in sight, my heart racing fast with a great delight, for memories of days of wandering free had come back to me in a wild reverie. The scent of the green so fresh in the air, the singing of birds, I could not help but stare, when, round the corner, a crashing sound, a stag was there, fleet-footed I found. A stag so stricken, fear and pain, an arrow piercing through his frame. He stumbled to the ground at my feet, his breathing laboured, no reprieve. The Fletcher's shot was not so true. How far had he before he fell, his chest now heaving, fighting death? How long before his last breath? I stroked his fur and whispered lies, that all would soon be fine. His eyes were pleading to the skies, but he could not survive this time. An exhalation, and he was still. The world was cloaked in grief. Why did I have to bear the will and witness his relief? I have held the dying in my arms, so frail and pale, their eyes so dim, no more their tale. My faith in fate, it had been shattered. No gods, no heaven, no afterlife mattered. The shamans had lied to make us content, no divine power to make us repent. My broken heart, it could not mend. The pain of life, it would never end. Such falsehoods that deceive and hurt make us live life in low alert, making us think the present is not worth a dime, as if we're waiting for a future time. We pass the days in idle reverie, hoping for more, but life passes quickly. The moments we have all fleet away, and we've nothing left to show for our day. I've now realised faith is a cruel lie that tricks us into believing that nothing can die. But life is fleeting and moments will pass, and nothing will stay in our grasp. The world may be broken, but still they persist. Their minds are closed and empty, not knowing what they miss. No truth can touch them, though it's right before their eyes. They wander through life, believing their own lies. For they fear death, knowing of its certain end. The truth they deny, a journey they pretend. Without knowledge, they wander through life in a daze. Loving themselves, they wander in a maze. I remember the sight of the sun, so bright and bold. As I stepped out of the dark and into the cold, the sky was so vast with no bounds in sight, a world of pure bliss with clear blue so bright. We trod on the land with pelts to keep warm, our senses alive, so much to explore. The smoke rose around us in plumes so high, like inky rivers flowing to the sky. I recall when cities were built and blades drawn from the rocks of a cavern so clear and so strong, the clang of the smithy and heat of his fire, burning the iron until it was red hot with desire. The eyes of those around, black and so deep, were filled with knowledge they'd gathered in heaps, from the rain of the spring that shaped their domain, and filled their lands with a mud that was so plain. When we'd adorn the night with sacred fire, auroras of embers to spark and inspire. When the moon's light was our guide and its sign, we'd make sure to honour its power divine. With the dawn of each day we'd seek out the stars, to follow their paths and learn from their bards. We'd use our knowledge to craft mandalas, to connect the lunar cycles and annals. I recall the prayers of loyal steeds, on marble cut with blood-filled creeds, the scent of stallions hot and sweaty, with madness wild and manes so netty. We crushed the grass and did not care, our fear seen in angel bones we'd tear. The wind was strict and had its way, it brought us rules, no time to play. Here hunger matters, when laws of old are done, from rocks forbidden new dreams begun. Springs in the desert appear, and behold, a cult's eyes unbound with a story to be told. Monks of all kinds they gather in place, tears streaming down as they sing and they pray, a mantra of life and a living belief. Here thirst matters, just like hunger and grief. The city's once bright streets were now a cesspit of disease, all its golden walls now cracked and split with ease. The roads were made of tar, no bread to eat, mustard weeds trampled down by the elite's fleet. Armoured locusts, beetles and mantids that prey, assaults of terror, bronze and dismay, the military parading in cloven hooves, an army of pestilence no one can prove. This weary dirt, we came to seek relief from disobedience. With hot anvil's heat, we forged a golden light, flames burning bright, to speak the word of silence, vast and deep. The mouth of forever opened wide its maw, across hot dunes, an ever-changing floor, a history we found, forgotten in halls, woven with contempt, and plucked apart no more. A stone is history, from the cool shade of palms, from old men's whispers, stories of outlanders. We have our roots of mud and blood, memories of blue marches, swaying grasses, a floral abundance like a vivid mass. These stories, a bludgeoning device, let us remember what we did not live, so that our history may be preserved and new generations can thrive. The tales of seraphs with wings so divine, their kingdom beyond the muddied sky, cream-coloured in light and sweet honeycomb wine, floating in parades in splendour so high. Of trees and grand oaks they whisper in awe, covering the forests with a verdant shawl, but still they yield to the thunder's roar, hoping in the sun's golden rays they'll scrawl.